If you love mecha battle games, then oh boy are you gonna love Mecha BREAK. This game is nuts and ticks so many boxes, and I've had the privilege of joining in the playtests for it. And let me tell you, it looks amazing. The attention to detail on these mechs, from design, animation, and even the paint system, it's all top notch. But before I get too excited, let's break down what it actually is. Mecha BREAK is a multiplayer PvP combat game with over a dozen different mechs with specific strengths, weaknesses and abilities for you to learn and master. You'll be facing off against other players in team fights, gaining points not only from killing each other, but from various smaller objectives throughout each match. You have King of the Hill matches with various areas over the map that need to be held to gain points. You even have the classic push the payload cart mode, where you'll race to see who finishes first, or you can just stick to a straight old slugfest. Now, price for this is sadly still unconfirmed, but I'm hoping this will be a free-to-play title, and it looks like it's leaning that way. So this way, you'll have no excuse not to try it. Mecha BREAK will also have free and paid seasonal battle passes, as well as cosmetic purchases and loot boxes. These cosmetics can be from different pilot models to custom paint jobs for the different mecha. The loot boxes you can get contain different paint colours, as well as different mods that you can equip for a tiny stat boost. These mods give you a way to customise the mech to your own liking, but the real customization comes in the paint jobs, and you don't need to buy a custom one. You can totally spend hours, days, weeks even, perfecting a paint job if you really want to and make the mech your own. The granularity of the paint options blew my mind. You can go in and coat up the whole mech, or you can break it down painting specific parts like the arms and legs, or you can go a whole step deeper and set from 4 to 13 separate colours over a single part, broken down into primary, secondary and trimming colours. And when you are finally done with the paint, you have patterns, stickers and decals to choose from too. As a quick example, I've mocked up an EVA Unit 1 style paint scheme, as well as a Gundam Heavy Arms inspired look to help showcase how much detail you can go into. But these schemes are mostly just 3 to 4 colours, and you could totally spend even more hours editing a colour scheme with shades of these different colours if you really want a greater effect on your designs. It's something that I think makes Mecha BREAK stand out quite well from other games, and only really fails in not letting you select a free camera position while editing the paint areas. But before you go crazy painting, you might want to get unlocking some mechs, and this is just simply done by playing the game normally, as well as selecting missions to complete during that playtime. And you can do this with either specific maps or specific mechs, which is one of the great strengths here, is the variety of mechs, and they're not just cosmetically different either, but they actually play different and made to fit different and varied playstyles. This is a huge boon, and that should only grow as they release further mechs to play with. Not only that, unlocking a new mech provides you with a hugely satisfying unlock sequence to watch that shows off the mech and all its different equipment. And for those that want to spend a little to support the game, you can unlock a mech with an alternate paint job and pilot skins for premium currency. Of course, there's no word yet on the pricing for this premium currency either, but I've seen no mechs that are premium only. It's just cosmetic variants, which is great to see. The character creator is built with as much variety in the body editing as the mechs do with their paintwork. And you also have unlockable outfits and accessories that you can use too. So yes, if you wanted to, you can live out your waifu mech piloting dreams. You also don't have to worry too much about editing, as you can always come back and continue later down the line if you wanted to just jump into the game. Upon jumping into the game for the first time though, you are thrust into its tutorial, and this explains the use of the starter mech and its abilities. There seems to be some sort of story built around the game, but I've not seen it used or referenced past this tutorial. It would be fantastic if there was more single player content when the game launches, as it really would be the icing on the cake. For a much better tutorial experience though, you'll want to jump into training mode, in which you can freely practice with the abilities of any of the mechs, spawn enemies to use them on, and familiarise yourself with the playstyle. Then you want to jump into the challenge mode that gives you a bunch of different time trial challenges unique to each mecha, further reinforcing the abilities and the playstyle, and can really help you understand each mech along with its strengths and weaknesses. But once you're rocking and rolling with the shots and the punches of various mechs, you will find a very well polished and fun experience, at least based on what I've played, which I wouldn't hesitate to recommend to any mecha fan. However, there is still the elephant in the room for the monetization of the game. How aggressive will it be? It is a niche game after all, so it won't quite get the reach of Call of Duty or Fortnite, even if it should. And in the same vein, I also have a small concern on how much the mods each mech can have will benefit those who buy the premium battle pass, and if it will taint the overall experience as pay to win, especially since none of these values are final. So we'll have to wait and see, but if you are watching this very close to release, jump on over to the Steam page in the description and you too can jump into the beta playtest for at least another 2 days. If not, then you'll just have to wait for either another test, if one happens, or launch day. So when I get more info on either of these, I'll be sure to let you know. So please subscribe and I'll see you guys in the next one. Kenator, out.